Welcome everybody to Shiroi Plays The Trip Become Human. We're back at this again. And now Jove is joining us for this session.
Yes, indeed I am.
Arctic Dream presents David Cage's masterpiece, The Trip Become Human.
I think sadly Jove has missed the Luthor introduction chapter.
That's okay. We'll have the normal playthrough anyway in the near future anyway, so we're fine.
Sure.
Go ahead, Shiroi, press continue.
I wrote Jove the one of the third short.
Look at that. Look at that, Shiroi. Chloe is hoping that you've had a good week.
Thank you, Chloe.
There you go.
See, she cares for you. The first.
Hey, Shiroi. She's the only character in this mess that is not an asshole.
Yeah, she was in one of the shorts, Jova.
Unfortunately, Shiroi, Cyberlife only makes androids, not laptops.
What about a new short, Tio?
Chloe was the protagonist of one of the shorts.
Yeah, I get that.
All right,
but who is she in this game?
Your menu.
She's basically your main menu, Jova. She literally tutorializes you through the stuff, and every time you log into the game, she'll say stuff like, "I hope you've been having a good week," or something like, "I hope things have been okay with you." Basically, your own personal robot friend.
So basically. She's like Teletron 1 from War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron, only not nearly as charming. It sounds like.
And everything's looking grim here. As opposed to the last time.
All right, Shiroi. Basically, you're supposed to find once again Amanda, that black woman that
owns should be here. Huh.
Basically, Jove, in between
all are two.
Sorry. Basically, Jove, in between submissions,
now let's see if you can find her.
As these
there she is.
Weird inner speaking with his mentor figure, I guess, in this idyllic virtual reality bonsai garden. I have no idea what the fuck is this. Which basically, and this.
Until I got to read this. I've been expecting you. Would you mind a little walk?
I'm guessing he's.
Pretty good job, because Shiroi doesn't hear. I have to read this so she knows what they're saying.
Wait, she can hear it?
But her TV is muted. Otherwise, it would get.
Also, guys, a David Cage game where people actually use umbrellas in the rain.
That's right. There you go. A diary, signs on walls, birds.
It took 2 generations of consoles for doing this.
What?
I just noticed
it was fascinated by
birds.
Do
that often.
We've seen deviants interested in other life forms like insects or pets, but nothing like this. Not like this. What else? Signs on walls, diary.
Androids are supposed to be just cat people.
The walls of the apartment were covered with drawings of labyrinths or symbols. Like the other deviants, it seemed obsessed with RA9. Again, prepare to be disappointed to the reveal of what the hell that means. Anyway, you came very close to capturing that deviant. It's a pity you let it self-destruct. Excuse, hesitated, lost words, explain. I knew deviants had a tendency to self-destruct under extreme stress, but I didn't expect it to jump from the roof. You're not a very good psychological android specialist, are you, Connor? Anyway, how is your relationship with the lieutenant developing?
He's a negotiator, not a psychologist.
Negative, ambiguous, positive. About Hank, I mean. It's improving.
Senpai.
I've come to understand him. I've come to understand him better, but things could be better. We don't have much time. The deviancy continues to spread. It's only a matter of time before the media finds out about it. Yeah, these scenes with Amanda have served no real purpose aside from
recapping, I guess.
Yeah, like the time spent in these chapters could be spent, fleshing out the characters, giving Kara a fucking personality, giving Marcus a fucking personality. Just saying.
She's just his conscience, really.
The entire purpose of this character is to recap things because we're stupid and we can't pay attention, so we need things to be spelled out for us. Ugh.
Well, it's been a while since we went through this.
True, Shiroi, but usually people don't. Okay, for our purposes, I guess it does work like that. But let's not pretend that this. But someone playing this entirely thing on one sitting or 2 sittings or even 3 sittings, it would be a problem because they're constantly being repeated the same thing, kind of like lighting returns. Anyway, step out. You have to press down on the right analog stick.
So, are we going to actually dub in Pedro's reading of the lines for the actual product of this?
Well, remember, Jova, the problem is that Shiroi doesn't have the audio, so she can't.
I know. What I meant is, like, are we actually going to dub this in for the actual output? Because, in retrospect, this may sound a bit awkward.
Don't worry, Jova. I'm planning on disabling the audio of the game itself. That way you can only hear me.
So we'll be playing this absolutely deaf.
Well, basically, audience, refer to our proper normal playthrough if you want a more authentic experience.
All right, Shiro.
So basically, Hank is apparently not. Okay, let's investigate if we can find another way to get into Hank's home.
All right, Shiro. You're about to meet.
Go back to
your best character.
Well, we already know that the best characters are Hank and Connor. It's just a matter of...
well, for Shiroi, I mean.
Okay.
When we'll get to that, don't worry. Enough.
All right, stop pressing L1. That's just for looking. All right, now go a bit to the right. Just go for the back of the house, basically. I guess you could... Yeah, just go for there. Just keep walking.
No, it didn't seem like there was enough room, so...
Is it too dark? That's okay.
Yes?
That's okay. You're going to enter through that window now anyway, so you'll be fine. Go ahead.
Inside the house, it's pretty
lit.
anyway.
There you go. Oh, Hank is unconscious. Oh
no,
shit! Hank senpai, no!
What a shock among shocks.
We have to rescue Hank senpai.
Mash X to enter window.
Oh wait, no, that's Clancy Brown's character.
Yeah, doggo.
His name is Sumo, by the way.
What a bizarre choice.
It kind of works.
Maybe Hank is a Sumo Digital fan, I don't know. Check on Hank.
Alright.
Also, for a Saint Bernard, the dog has a hugely long tail. That's weird.
Let's examine. Alright, you already know how this works, Shiroi. Go ahead. A revolver.
Very, passion.
Ooh, let's see, what is it? It's a Black Lamb? Is that an actual wine brand? Black Lamb?
Jova, any input?
Yes.
Okay.
That must be like Welsh Scotch or something. Like, it's a lamb, so...
Pedro, a cider I bought recently was called Black Dragon.
That's a cool name. Anyway, let's check his heart.
Cider.
His heart is fine. It feel like coma suspected. Yeah, obviously. Wake up.
Basically, he's just drunk as shit.
Just slap him across the face.
Actually, Shiro, that's exactly what he's gonna do.
Oh.
There you go. It's me, Connor. Help up. I'm going to sober you up for your own safety. Hey, leave me alone, you fucking android. I have to warn you. This might be unpleasant. Get the fuck out of my house. I'm sorry, Lieutenant, but I need you.
Oh, Shiro, it gets better.
Thank you in advance for your cooperation. Hey, get the fuck out of here.
Oh, this is great.
Take Hank to the bathroom. Don't worry, it's scripted. Even if you try moving away from the bathroom, you won't see. It's literally press up. Stop moving up. By the way, stop moving up. There you go. See, pause. You see, Jove. Hold on, Shiro. Don't do anything.
I'm not doing anything. It's also.
Oh, okay. Too late. The animation ended. That's okay. I can maybe show this to Jova later. Anyway, yeah. Let's go into the bathroom so we can sober him up.
The point is, there are just points where you can just pause, like you could put the controller down and the sequence will just stop. Yeah, it's literally like you're watching a movie, and letting go of the buttons is the pause button. I'm not even kidding, Jova. It's literally the most scripted his games have ever been.
Why do I not have trouble believing that?
And there you go, Jova. We're finally getting a shower scene, just not the one you usually expect.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, to give credit, yes, he did finally put some kind of spin on one of his usual
Yes,
tropes.
thank you for subverting your own trope.
A homicide was reported 43 minutes ago. I couldn't find you at Jimmy's bar, so I came to see if you were home. Jesus, I must be the only cop in the world that gets that gets assaulted in his own house by his own fucking android. Can't you just leave me alone? Rational, aggressive, solution, pragmatic. Unfortunately, I cannot. I've been programmed to investigate this case, and I can't do it without you. I don't give a shit about your goddamn case. Rah, 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 rah. Because I'm stereotypical angry cop, don't you know?
I'm angry and I'm drunk.
Tease, leave.
What?
You want to tease him, or should you just leave?
Okay, I'm kind of curious.
I understand. It probably wasn't interesting anyway.
Basically,
A man found dead in a sex club downtown. Guess they'll have to solve the case without us. You know, it probably wouldn't do me any harm to get some air.
There we go.
There you go. The power of sarcasm convinced him.
I'll go get them.
That was a misleading name, though. Like tease, you mean sarcasm? That instead of tease,
Actually,
it
no,
should have been sarcasm.
It's a
Again,
form of teasing.
Reverse psychology. It works exactly like that. I think Jumanji also has it.
Well, that's the thing, Teo. Remember, we're not. This is a game made for casual people, not psychologists. I mean, a normal person would think sarcasm instead of tease.
Pedro, like I said, the media's use that on a constant basis, and they outright explain to you.
So, am I supposed to just leave, or?
No. You're supposed to go get him some clothes in his bedroom.
I honestly
But first,
don't think it's that.
However, okay, basically, yeah, go for that
I
room.
can see what Teo means.
Oh, yeah,
it's
it's
a form of
important.
The one in front of
Check
you. That one,
Check
yeah.
the table. Check the table because it's important.
Actually, hold on,
which
Teo.
table?
Hold on, Teo. That's after she gives him the clothes. Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
I'm the one guiding him. Come on.
Sure.
Don't steal my
You get
job.
to pick his clothes for him.
Yes.
Teo took my job. Anyway.
Alright.
Hey Pete, hold on. You didn't even ask me to read you, Shiroi. Come on. Basically,
no, don't
Shiroi,
you
instead of
see?
sexy, in others, it was trippy, hippie, and casual.
Oh,
And
I thought that's how I looked at them. I didn't realize that.
Trust me, Shiroi, I still think you'd make a good choice.
Okay, that jacket looked awful.
Not that it matters though, because all coats look perfectly normal to me anyway. So quite honestly, I don't
know. All of them look a bit goofy, but it's
Are you
just
all right,
the way-
Lieutenant?
Need to hold his hair back, I think.
Yeah. All right, now you're going to close the door so you can let him get dressed. And while that's going on, go back to the kitchen, which is the place where you came in, and check the table for something.
Sure.
Learn more about Hank, and that means that you should just go back to the kitchen. Yeah, now turn to the left so you can get to the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And there's something on the table you can check. L1. There you go. And look at that. There's a portrait or something. Yeah, let go of the L1 now. There you go. The prompt was there. Let's see what it is. Oh, look at that. A little boy. Gee, I wonder who this little boy is.
Really makes me think.
Cole Anderson, deceased. Well, it's Anclos's son. There you go.
Basically,
All right,
Shiroi, you
So
don't
it's
know this,
Astro
but
Boy.
this clue is crucial if you want to get the best ending in the game.
Not just
Really?
that, Teo. They're literally recycling the same.
I literally just said it's Astro Boy. I mean, hey.
Not just that.
and
Not just that,
I mean, hey,
Joe, but they're literally
I mean, hey,
recycling Ethan's character.
Yes, Joe?
From what?
Ethan
Heavy Rain.
from Heavy Rain.
Wait, so now what?
Oh, Ethan lost his son too.
Oh, that? Oh, well, I mean, there are plenty of plots about a father losing his son or whatnot.
Basically, Shiroi, you're grounded. You can't do anything except wait for Hank.
Go pet sumo.
But this,
Yeah, go pet
this
Sumo.
was pretty much...
Oh, we can pet the dog?
I mean,
Yes, you
seriously,
can.
though,
Go-
this is looking like it's going to be Astro. I mean, straight
There
down
you
to
go.
the father being a bit of a dick, too, to the robotic replacement.
He's a good boy.
I don't know, Jova. Astro Boy was fun and charming. This is not.
Well, Pedro, it's a
Congratulations,
ripoff. That
you're the
doesn't
best
mean it's going to
character
be
in
as good.
I guess. I mean, Motomo Toriyama ripped off Astro Boy, and yet he couldn't somehow make it work, even though it's like one of the easiest stories to get right.
Oh.
And Hank likes... Oh, Autumn Blues. Hank likes jazz. There you go, Jova. A guy after your own heart.
Eh.
Jova's not a fan of Hank.
No. I mean, I don't know how to feel about Hank. I mean, hey, he's voiced by Clancy Brown, so maybe he's one of the more endearing characters in this game.
Yeah, he is. Well, as you can probably question, say nothing. What were you doing with the gun? Russian roulette. Hank has suicidal tendencies. Alright. Must have collapsed before I found out. You were lucky. The next shot would have killed you.
How providential.
Anyway, what I was saying... Oh, there he is. Again, that jacket just looks normal. Like, honestly, like, I don't even...
It's the shirt under it that changes.
Because it was the one shown at the back. I thought it was
It's a yellow flower, I think, on a mauve motif. That's so weird as shit.
There you go. Left for the Eden Club. Alright, I think we're going to the club right now, or are we switching to Marcus? Let me see. Oh, we are switching to Marcus. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so... like, my least favorite character in this game, honestly.
I think now it's time for the heist.
Well, remember, that's the thing, Joe. But the entire purpose of Marcus's character is to shove the ham-fisted message on your throat with Martin Luther King overtones.
Well, true, but is the character itself good? Well,
No,
I mean,
obviously
the character's not
thing,
good.
Joe.
It's a David Cage character.
It's not bad, but it doesn't really give that much input to things. It's literally a blank slate.
He's just here to spout Martin Luther King lines, basically.
There's nothing really more to him than that.
Not really, no. He's just here to be the leader of the revolution.
Besides, doesn't he give a place if he dies anyway?
Yes, and by North, I think.
Who?
The love interest.
Goody.
That's right. I don't think you... It's one of the girls that he met in Jerry.
Well, Jova, it wouldn't be a David Cage game without forced, contrived romance, now would it?
Well, let me guess.
Don't worry. Sorry.
Let me guess. You take control of her then if he dies.
No. All of her decisions are basically very changed according to what the other characters do, but you never control North.
So basically...
Basically, you're supposed to follow the bitch.
Basically, Jova, the plot progresses in a different way, just with the AI filling in the spot of Marcus, in that case.
Not just that, Jova, North suffers from, even though she's a robot, she still suffers from bipolar disorder, because the first time we meet her, she basically tells us to fuck off. And then later, when we suggest that we should start a revolution, her first answer to it is, "I'm with you."
Yeah,
this is because North has a very destructive attitude. She is more inclined to the choices of Marcus, tending to violence and rush to things. Here's the problem: it reeks a bit of inconsistency because there are a lot of times where Marcus does a choice that's clearly non-violent and she's still okay with it, or even the reverse, where Marcus does a choice that's clearly the more chaotic and savage, but she doesn't like it. So. Well,
this is the most scripted platforming section I've ever seen.
There's an idea behind the character of North, it's just not utilized to its fullest, and it gets confused.
Hold on. Alright, Shiroi, do some platforming. And by platforming, I mean press X when you reach the tip of the floor. There we go. See how good Shiroi is at this game, guys?
I would say that this is a good commentary on how Sony is abandoning platforms to do instead more TPS instead, but yeah.
The warehouse is up ahead. We're almost there.
Here we go. Basically, Jova, in case you don't know, the objective here, as Marcus suggested in the previous chapter, because Jericho is running low on supplies that androids need. Basic android needs things like blue blood in order to sustain themselves on the long run. It's not like food, but they need in case of it's like blood. In case they lose it, they need to replenish it artificially, and spare parts. So Marcus,
yes.
Who are hiding away or dying.
so basically, Marcus suggests, well, let's just drink from the well and rob.
Yeah, basically we're infiltrating Cyberlife to get some parts. All right, Shiroi, you know how it is to reconstruct. Just keep picking choices until you get the right one.
Maybe it's because I've entered in at a bad time,
R2.
but I am so bored with this game.
Trust me, Jova, this game can get... This is the most... As far as I'm concerned, this is the most boring to play of his games. Like, seriously.
It's criminal because it has the most varied ideas and choices that actually do matter in the long run, but it's squandered on one of the most boring and just not interesting plots.
Go into that... oh.
I mean...
Yeah, it'll be too far. Hold on, wait a bit. Go back. Go back. Yeah. Now, while you're there, keep... Yeah, just keep going. Not for the... Yeah, try holding R2. Okay, now... There we go. Compute. See how easy it is?
I mean...
It's this easy.
Sorry...
Shiroi literally has no idea what she's doing, and yet she's progressing.
Oh.
That's how scripted this is.
Tell me, Shiroi.
Shiroi, do you have any idea what you're doing right now?
I'm platforming, apparently.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Jova.
Yes, Jova?
So, Shiroi, is this game more fun to play than it is to
Smash X.
watch?
Shiroi?
No, but I'd rather watch it.
Well, that's the thing. Watching it is... like Pedro said, possibly the dullest I've ever been with a David Cates game, if only because I guess it's one of his more better written ones, but all the same, though. Without the hokey David Cates dialogue, what exactly are we left with? Oh yeah, dull gameplay that they feel like you're a toddler that you have to play through with. I mean,
Jim's video put it best. Is it me, or is Quantic Dream getting more and more boring with each game they make?
Yeah, I mean, okay. I'd argue that Beyond Two Souls was also more boring than Heavy Rain. Now, granted, that may depend on your preference, but at least with Heavy Rain had the most sense of interaction from David Cage's games. Like, for comparison's sake, in Heavy Rain, when a character died, you might end up playing through that section as a different character, having to do certain things there. Heck, it could heavily affect the story. But here, apparently, not only if Marcus dies, not only will you not get to play as his replacement, but his replacement will then automatically do stuff here or there, so that's even more dull.
To be fair, Jova, the choices that Narfa will do will not be the same that you can potentially do with Marcus. She will take a complete different spin on things.
Just go around it,
true, I get that, but essentially, though, you don't get any control over it. Like, hey, wouldn't it be an interesting story
but it's not, basically, it's a death that matters in a sense that things actually change instead of happening anyway, just with a different character.
My point...
Also, Shiroi, stop trying to explore. Do what the game wants you to do, or do nothing.
I want to see what's around.
You're too curious for
Oh
David.
shit, you've been caught.
Yes, Jova.
Anyway, my point, though, is like, well, again, though, sure, it's a death that matters, but essentially, though, that death doesn't really bring that much difference. And normally I wouldn't make this point if it weren't for the fact that he did better than this in Heavy Rain.
Let me just tell Shiroi what she... Okay, you can grab and hide him, or you can choose to kill the guard, or you can... Okay, so you want to kill or grab and hide. Go to the right.
I have 3 options. No, I only have 1.
Just click circle. It's much easier. There you go. Yeah, and this is how Marcus will find his quote-unquote ability that is never properly explained as far as I'm concerned.
What ability?
You'll see.
Basically...
Hold, release, attack. I will press square if I were you. Go ahead, Jova.
God, what was
The ability of Marcus, basically it's... basically, for some reason, if it comes in contact, simple touch with another android, the android that's been touched automatically goes deviant. Not only that, he becomes incredibly loyal to Marcus' cause.
Supposedly, every time he does it, his hand changes color, which kind of implies that it's supposed to be an ability he has. But why would Cyberlife program an android with the ability to make other androids go rebel? That doesn't make any sense.
Again, unless Marcus really is RA9 itself.
Or maybe there was a defect in it?
Maybe RA9 is the code for this specific AI.
Go up the steps, Shiroi.
A virus that multiplies itself by contact,
Go back.
almost like a literal human virus.
I only saw one set of stairs, so...
No, not stairs. Yeah, there you go. That's okay. The game will... There you go, see? It's okay. There you go, see? Isn't it wonderful? The game will not let you get lost, Shiroi. You're fine.
That isn't a step, that is a wall.
Sorry, it's just that...
Oh.
Unlock. Let's see what's in here.
It's just like opening mail.
A surprise!
Look at that. More androids.
So what to do with them?
Why aren't you like us? Oh, and by the way, yeah, because of that gift that Marcus free them, close again. So you want to free them, or you want to just close it and say fuck it? You could join us. I could, but I won't. Anyway, yeah, basically that guard became a supporter of our cause and a deviant. Reasons that will never be explained. Same thing with these guys now.
Basically, Joe, why don't you see? First we didn't knew, now we're woke.
Really?
Well, they've only just been born and now they're joining a revolution.
Congratulations.
That's not how childhood works.
And this gets you points up in everybody's relationship.
So make up your mind, Quantic Dream. Are these guys supposed to be human-like, or are they just robots? Because, okay, so let me get this straight. These robots supposedly have free will, yet you're telling me Marcus can just make them do what he says, essentially, by touching them?
Yeah, that's not free will.
I mean, did nobody in the...
Accept, refuse.
Did nobody in the writing staff maybe think...
I don't know what was said, but sure.
Well, that's why I have to consistently try to talk, Jova, sorry.
yeah, but...
Anyway, the point is, Shiroi, the guard is telling us that there's quite a lot of parts that we can get.
No, I didn't like this.
Where is this key? Basically, this guard asked us to if he could join us, and that's what you accepted for. That's all you need to know.
Okay.
Don't worry, accepting it only gives you benefits anyway, so you're fine. Basically, he's telling, go ahead, there's a truck full of parts, we can steal that truck.
Totally not a trap.
And everybody's like, actually, Jova, believe it or not, it isn't. It's fine. Anyway,
Then
get the key or leave.
Then that was just too easy for its own good, but you know what, whatever. Whatever helps this plot go through quicker.
That's the thing, Jova. Shiroi just could have just left, but she chose to get the key, so we're not leaving this chapter just yet.
Oh, so it's like that one chapter in Beyond Two Souls where actively trying to
go
lose
to that
is
building
what
that's
gets
right
you
in front of you.
quicker.
Alright, Shiroi, now you have to do some stealth. Of sorts.
Why did I pick this?
I don't know.
Your choice.
It's your choice, Shiroi.
And like
Yeah,
in
thanks.
Beyond, you have only yourself to blame in this case.
I mean, let me remind you, I actively tried to lose in Beyond Two Souls.
It's not even just that,
just-
Jova. I would even argue that Beyond's lack of mechanics, for as stupid as they were, at the very least kept the pacing fairly, and by that I mean fairly smooth. So I mean, obviously there's chapters where the like drags, like the fucking condenser chapter and stuff like that. But for the most part, the fact that there weren't that many mechanics meant that the game kept moving forward at a fairly enjoyable pace.
Pedro. I would not say that it helped it move at a good pace, because if we weren't bogged down by those grounded moments, we were bogged down
You're
by
supposed to enter through the windows, Shiroi.
we were bogged down by stupid
Oh look,
cuts.
doggies!
Oh. Meow.
They don't look too pleased to see you, though.
Nope.
Nah, you think? I mean, honestly, I don't think the lack of mechanics really helped Beyond Two Souls' flow at all. Like, let's be quite honest, they had overly long
Marcus.
cuts.
Open. Very good. All right, never mind. You can't go for the door. Then why the fuck did you put that prompt there, David?
Just so people do.
I guess it's a
Basically,
little
Marcus
I need to
aspect
find a
bonus.
window.
Marcos needed to identify the card key.
Eh. Sorry, Shiroi. You can't leave. You
You're
picked.
grounded.
You're grounded.
There's a
Now go
window.
for. All right, just go to the right, and you should be able to see. There you go.
There
That
you go.
prompt. You
I
can enter
guess-
for one of those two windows.
I guess
There you
you're
go.
not allowed to go for the window because they're trying to be covert, and again, you're pretty much limited to what the story wants to do.
How do you
Oh.
alter the cat? No, never mind. I got it.
Alright, I got it.
It's up and do a semicircle. There you go.
What's taking those dogs? Wait.
We're in cages, Joe.
Hold on. Do the police still use dogs in this day and age?
Yeah.
Yes,
So
apparently.
they're let me get this straight. They're trying to use dogs to sniff out androids.
All right, Shiroi. Now you have two choices. You can either use some tools to try to take them out, or you can just create a blackout, which would be a much more safe approach. So, which one do you want to take?
Wait.
To be fair, Jova, androids are not just simple pieces of plastic. They have components that can be identified and sniffed
True.
by dogs, similar to drugs.
True. Here's the issue, though. Do they have
How
any?
do I create a
do they have any
blackout?
smells
The
though that would
camera
be?
is-
Hold on, Java. Let me help
So,
Shiroi
sorry,
here.
Jova. The camera isn't. This is a small space, so the camera isn't actually a.
There you go,
great-
right there. L1.
Right.
Press L1
And why are you walking like
because he's dumb.
It's
Anyway,
the Belmont
cause
spot.
a blackout. All right, now go back a little bit to that place where there were tools. You should be able to get one. Not for
that? No,
there.
not around there, you idiot. So there's a bit of delay.
There you go, right there.
in the connection at the
Take.
moment. So it's like Marcus.
Mhm.
Press
You're
X to
going
Marcus.
the right way to being caught, you moron.
He's kind of stupid like that.
All right, now go
The
back.
leader
Short circuit, put back.
authorization.
Opposite short circuit.
Poor Marcos.
Also, just for sake, if you're trying to have a Skype like Martin Luther King didn't really resort to violent maneuvers often. Just
Or
saying.
subterfuge.
Jova, are you trying to imply that David Cage is terrible at doing historical references in his stories?
Not just that, of respecting the legacy of important characters.
There you go.
like
Now
racism.
go for the left. Yeah, if you go around to the left, they shouldn't be able to see you while you get the key.
Okay.
If you need
That's-
if you need to know where the key is, hold R2 and it should be yellow
Wow.
Also, one of the guards had a porn stash.
right there.
Oh, there it is.
You'd think access to, the motherboard that controls the electricity would have been a bit better guarded than that at a facility as top-notch looking as this.
Let's
It
just
seems
think
like
of,
security is shit in the future.
Yeah, these are guards, just stereotypical guards that just eat donuts all day.
And they didn't hear him pulling that out.
That was the easiest theft in the history of thieving.
Well, I guess we found a new member for the Sly Cooper gang.
Katsura Ashino would be so disappointed at you, David.
I just don't get it, guys. Why is this so boring?
Because it's not Persona 5, Jova. Sorry. If you want
I
to,
mean,
if
you
you want to steal things in cool ways, you'll have to get
Wait.
Persona 5.
They're literally out there and none of the guards have sensed them?
Marcus?
In fact, why aren't the guards looking into why the dogs are barking?
Because the
Actually,
plot requires them to,
another,
Jova.
That's another good point, Jova. Honestly, they should have be concerned about the dogs barking constantly.
All right, Shiroi. Now you're supposed to insert the key, and you're supposed to drive the truck. But that's okay, because all you have to do to drive the truck is hold R2, and the truck will just drive itself.
Wow.
And it's a
Wait, really?
Yes,
So not even any steering, like with the motorcycle sequences of Beyond Two Souls.
that's right, Jova. This is making Beyond Two Souls look like a game by comparison.
Like, we're taking less and less control from the player.
It's like one of those simulator ride thingies.
Yes, farming simulator.
You
And
know,
there you go. Since the cops are too busy being morons, they won't.
I'm definitely starting to see. I'm definitely starting to see why the buzz for this game really fizzled out quickly. Like really quickly. Like I think the buzz for this game was highest for like a week or two, maybe.
It didn't help, Jova, that it was right behind the tail of God of War, so everyone was still caring about that.
And it was in the middle of May when E3 was nearing in.
Well, to be fair, it is already Quantic Dream's most commercially successful game yet.
It still is, but that's because
well,
thanks to the
goody for them.
PS4 success, obviously, and thanks to better marketing too.
I came to Jericho because here androids are free. Free to live in the dark, hoping that no one finds us. Get it? Slavery! Free to die in silence, waiting for a change that's never gonna come. But I don't want that freedom. And I'm not gonna beg for the right to... I'm not gonna beg for the right to smile! I don't know about you, but there's something inside me that knows that I am more than what they say.
More than meets the eye.
I am alive, and they're not gonna take that from me anymore.
I am more than just a piece of plastic.
Marcus,
Joe, our days of slavery are over. What humans don't want to hear, we will tell them. What they don't want to give, we take. We are people. We are alive. We are free. Yeah. Oh, Jova, can I get a hallelujah, please?
Okay, so you say what they don't want to give, we'll take. Maybe you should specify what you're going to take, because, you know, that kind of sounds like stealing on the base.
And violent acts, Jova. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. Not even Malcolm X was this bad at his speeches. Malcolm X was the more violent version of the civil rights
activist. He was
activist.
the leader of the Black Panthers, right?
Marcus stole a truck full of...
I don't recall, but even still, though, even he made sure to specify what the violent acts were against. Marcus is, to be quite honest, a poor excuse for a civil rights leader from what I've seen so far.
That's the thing also. He has such little experience in leadership as well, and all of a sudden he's this great leading figure.
Alright, Shiroi, now basically...
Sexiest androids. What?
Yeah, basically, Jova, in the future, sex clubs are actually done with sex androids. They have literally androids for doing dances and even having sex with people.
Yeah, sounds realistic enough.
Well, that's the thing, yeah, remember, there was also the Depliant before that said that people, like 56% people interviewed wanted to have sex with an android more than a human being. So, yeah.
Well, keep in mind,
Pedro, it's like I said, I think it's a percentage way too low.
An android doesn't tell you that her head hurts, so...
You don't think that was a realistic percentage to you?
Not at all. Especially if Nier Automata lewd art is anything to go by.
Yeah.
Just remember the golden...
Just follow Hank Senpai.
Whatever, I'll say it another time.
Oh, look at that. Are you okay there, Hank? What? Oh my god, Hank teleported!
It's like that Sherlock Holmes game where Watson teleports constantly.
Hank!
Alright, now it's Shiroi's turn to find a glitch in these games. And keep in mind, we're on patch 1.08 by this point.
So you think we should have fixed this shit by now?
You know, is it just me, or did one of those androids look a lot like Ellen Page? Creepily enough.
I seriously wanna hope not, Jova, because
also,
that would be extremely
awkward. He's annoyed that we're nestling in.
Well, to you, it's David Cage, so I wouldn't put him above.
Yeah.
That's just the thing, Shiroi. That guy is just... Gavin is just angry and an asshole for absolutely no reason.
We're given no context as to his nature, his personality, or his backstory. He's just there for the sake of antagonizing Connor in some fashion.
Because that's great writing, isn't it?
I mean, again, I wouldn't mind an antagonizing if there was a good reason. Maybe being a more extreme version of Hank, in a sense that he resents Android because of a past misdeed, but in a much more violent way, you know.
Yeah, alright, Shiroi, you're supposed to investigate the crime scene.
Alright.
Hank, stop. Hank.
Present badge to Hank.
Is Hank trying to butt... Is Hank trying to buttfuck Connor or something? Like, what the hell?
So, was it the
The ship
android?
is canon.
So was an android killed, or was it an actual person killed?
No. Basically, Jova, a guy got killed while having sex with an android. There's a clear suspicion that the android
Was the
killed.
culprit, yeah.
Yeah.
The android's over there unconscious for some reason.
Yeah,
Well,
we have to investigate the crime scene to find out more, don't we? Whoa, hey! Oh, Connor, you're so disgusting.
Wow, that's gotta be one of the cleanest looking corpses I've seen. And no, I'm not talking about the android. I'm talking about the other guy. That android also looks a bit like Jody.
Basically, it's damage. That's all you need to know. Basically, Jova, in order to analyze the blood, Connor puts the blood in his mouth, which is why Hank thinks it's disgusting.
So I can't analyze this douchebag?
Yes,
Oh,
you can.
there we go. It wasn't giving me the prompt before.
It was. It's just that you weren't close enough. God.
Again, that guy.
I gotta love his face.
Also, yeah, I think we already pointed out, but Dartigan also I think pointed out in the scene counter the fact that the victims were all assholes and fat. Like, David, there are more people that can be, jackasses, right?
Also, like I said, this is one of the cleaner looking corpses. I mean, and yeah, that handprint wound, that doesn't even look visible.
Doesn't
without...
make sense. I think
So
this
victim
game,
was strangled.
I think this game had a ham rating. I think.
I think so. Yes.
Oh, great! We get to relive stuff.
Here in Europe, it got a PEGI 18.
Yeah, which is the equivalent of the ham rating. So I don't know what happened.
Have they even used that rating, or is it just one of those? Look,
I
we've got
think
this
there are
high
some
rating."
TNA blatantly showed.
Don't bother, Shiroi. That's completely pointless and useless. Just go back to the android because we're going to try to reactivate the android to see if we can get some info out of her.
There's also Jova. There's also violence and guns, but the only thing they needed to get around for the sensors were drugs because Australia is extremely bitchy about
Reactivation
this.
required.
So that's why they invented the red ice.
The only way to access its memory is to reactivate it. Think you can do it? It's badly damaged. If I can, it will only be for a minute, maybe less.
Wait, translation,
I
Shiroi,
just
you
hope
have a
it's not-
time limit.
All right, so I'll try my best to. Don't worry, I'll read this quickly, so you can properly react. All right, let's go. Let's pay attention. Come on, Connor. We're kind of on a timer here. Explain, direct, soothe. If you were damaged and I reactivated you, everything is all right. Is he dead? Murderer, fact. Tell me what happened. He started hitting me. Again and again. Murderer. I begged him to stop, but he wouldn't. Press X, Shiroi.
No. Pedro, there was a
Delay.
Murder,
huge
pressure,
delay.
alone. Sure. Must be your connection, since it wouldn't
Yeah,
allow
yeah.
us to connect earlier. Anyway, he wanted to play with 2 girls. 2 girls? That's what he said. Killer, what model, other android? What model was the other android? Did it look like you? Well, shit. Well, at least we managed to get the information that there was another android involved in this.
So I wonder,
So-
if you actually go for this quick enough, can you actually get the full story?
No.
Really?
Oh, so it cuts out no matter what.
It cuts out no matter what.
Convenient.
It might still be up here. Well, to be fair, if it did that, this chapter would be like 2 minutes long. So I guess to be fair, I don't mind this particular script here.
I mean, why bother giving us the choice though? If no matter what, it's just gonna cease out though. I mean, that kind of false sense of choice. Maybe I wouldn't be too hard on it if we were, in a game not done by a company notorious for giving us false senses of choices.
I kinda agree. I think it could have been done better.
Yeah.
Alright, Shiroi, now you have to try to connect to various androids who might have seen her.
Also, so what?
That one, for example.
Also, so what if it solves the mystery quicker? Isn't that, the point of a game like this, to see all the
Hold
different
on, Joe,
choices?
this is funny. Here's the problem. Only human fingerprints can rent androids. So you have to ask Hank Senpai to buy you one android.
How convenient. Well, I guess that makes...
Well, yeah, to be fair, Jova, yeah. Why?
Again, I don't know where he's gone.
Well, yeah, to be fair, yeah, that makes sense. Why would they why would they include in the system an ability for androids to purchase sex
Hank,
androids?
Because
that's a
God
conversation.
And press X.
That's
On the
Just
right,
press
yeah.
X.
Because
That's quite the conversation, isn't it? Hi, Hank Senpai, can you buy me a sex robot?
Please.
Well, let's see how it actually goes. Go ahead. Ask Hank. Can you rent this Tracy? For fuck's sake, Connor, we have better things to do. Please, Lieutenant. Just trust me. All right. Hello, a 30-minute session costs $30. $30?
Wow,
You cheapskate.
Wow, so now they've installed even microtransactions into the very art of lovemaking.
It's not gonna look good on my... Well, remember, Jova, they're androids, so technically this is not prostitution, so it's perfectly legal.
I get that, but how does this work? What, did they, like, insert the money into a slot or something?
No. Basically, Jova, the way it works in this future, Jova, is that everything is paid via, credit card style transactions, and it's all digital and instantaneous. basically.
Jova, have you
So-
ever been to Amsterdam?
Also, crotch shot.
No.
There's a similar system there. They have literal women in, exposed.
All right. Basically, we're probing the android's memory to see if we can find in the memory the. Oh, there you go. We found her.
Oh, you good guess, Shiroi.
Well, actually, it was me who told Shiroi to go
okay.
for that.
Well, it was the one I was heading towards. so-
Question, why couldn't we have just asked the guy who runs this club, hey, we need to scan one of your bots for this?
That's actually a good point, Jova.
I mean, we are the police, so we have the authority.
It's all for the sake of having this gag of Hank constantly losing money because of this.
Not just that, and him being in wacky, awkward situation.
All right, we have 6 minutes to find her. So go to the right, Shiroi. Yeah. Yeah. Now you should be able to.
Oh, was it that prompt back?
No. That it's the android that's right behind you right now. Remember, you can press R1 at any time to change the camera angle if you're in a bad angle. There you go.
The angle is still bad.
There you go, that android.
Yeah,
So,
that prompt
wait.
showed up earlier.
So, again, where do you swipe or scan the card, though, for
Confused.
this stuff?
All right, let's see. There she is. All right, so she turned back into the club. All right, leave. All right, now at any point in this investigation, Shiro, you can hold R2, to see where she went. There you go. You should be seeing in the background a yellow silhouette. It shows where she went. So now let's not that android. Skip past this male android. Yes, that's also male sex androids. Scan her. That android that's right there in front of you. Scan her. Since she's in the poll, she doesn't cost money.
Wait, isn't she the one we paid $30 for in the first place?
It's the same model, Shiroi.
So, let me get this straight.
Yes.
So,
There
it's
she is.
really the same model who you don't have to pay for, but of course with the one that we absolutely need. Wait, why couldn't
So
we
she
have
turned to
scanned
the red
one...
room. All right, go ahead.
Actually, why couldn't we have scanned the one on the pole if all traces are connected anyway?
Don't bother doing the guy in the center. The guy in the center hasn't seen anything.
I
If I
actually
remember,
it would have been a better choice, actually.
try that guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah? On the
That
left
guy,
here?
yeah, that guy there on the wall. Don't bother asking the guy in the center that's in the poll, because if I remember correctly, he hasn't actually seen anything.
Wait,
Let's see if this guy saw anything.
gotta say, this game is rife with a lot of solutions that can maybe be solved a bit easier by basic logic.
My guess is that in order
Nope.
for the sake of giving multiple choices,
he
they
hasn't seen anything.
adopted some very stupid. Fat guy, please, could you go away?
Let's try a different one. Let's try these guys. This is going to be really awkward when... Oh, there you go. If I remember correctly, it's this... Oh, there she is. Right there. Go back a bit.
Can I have the triangle prompt? Or...
There you go.
There we go.
It turned to the blue room. All right, to the blue room it is. To be fair, this is a step in the right direction for how the investigation gameplay can be more interesting. It's just that
Again, the
problem
issue is like, well, you don't always have the much choice, and even still, you're pretty much pointed to where you need to go.
Pedro, I'm gonna need to ask you an important question. Is there a purple room?
No, I don't think so. Why?
That causes issues for me.
Nah, I don't think there is. Not that I remember.
Okay. Because if there is, would you mind taking control?
Sure.
Hasn't there been already a lot of purple showing up in this part?
There's a difference between just regular purple and purple fluorescent lighting.
Oh.
So I guess you're not that.
Let's get out of sight. Check another android.
With that girl in Infamous Second Son.
Try the janitor. See if you can actually check the janitor now. If I remember correct. There's actually a point where you can check the janitor android. It was behind you though, but sure, try another one.
I'll go around in a circle.
I think the best part about this is seeing the different customers that get to rent these prostitute androids.
Hank, can you... Oh, there he is. Hank, out of the way.
There's no prompt still. Try another android that's in the walls.
Alright.
Because you have to at the very least see her coming towards the... There we go, try that. Man, Hank's bank account is gonna be...
Imagine explaining... Well, this is the kind of thing that work would pay for, so imagine them trying to explain this transaction.
Not only that, but again, I'm still baffled as to how they even pay this stuff. Like, what, do you just tell them, oh, I changed my mind because, again...
Just try it again.
No sign of cash distribution or credit card or debit card swiping whatsoever.
Yeah, try one of those girls. Well, at least now we're ordering girls. Let's see. There she is.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, good. Now what?
It in a room.
Oh,
all right.
So
Let's go to the room then.
Time to go hide and seek.
That room right there that has a blue thingy, not the one that has the red thingy. The one that has a blue thingy. There you go. Let's see if she's still in here. Nope. It left the room.
This is a
thanks for wasting my time, game. Now, if I remember correctly, you can go to the janitor. Let's see.
He might know something.
So we gotta talk to this person, to 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 find some blue-hair robot who I guess is either the culprit of something.
Trust me, a lot of this is
there
very repetitive. Yep, I got it.
Not only that, but we're going after someone
there you go. It fled for this. There we go. We're done. Now.
Sure. Sorry, carry on, Jova.
Also, I mean, I've seen this kind of plot, oh, even though the victim was a bad person, probably, we gotta hunt down the person. What?
It was
just telling me for the other.
It was the other door, Shiroi, the one that the first one that you saw. Just go all the way back.
Oh.
What? All right, now keep going. No, it's that door right there.
Oh.
To the left there.
Wait, I already went.
The one that says private staff on. There you go.
Yeah, I can't read that.
Go ahead, keep going. Go ahead, Jova. What is it?
I mean, I get it, It's one of those crime stories where we have to go after the murderer, even though the victim was kind of a terrible person.
I mean, the idea of using the androids as security cameras is actually very creative in this. It's just that it's a pointless goose chase.
Yeah, not only that, but I mean, as someone who has just entered in this story, I don't know who I should be rooting for. Like, well, I mean, granted, I guess it'll be more clear when we get the full story. But all the same, still, from what you tell me, almost all victims in this game are jerk victims, so...
Yeah.
Again, it's not an easy sell. And even still, this is apparently in a world where androids are constantly misused or whatnot, and of course the suspect is an android.
But Jova, what if robots are people?
Hey, maybe if this game stuck to that, I'd care, but no, this game has an issue of pretty much bending the rules here and there.
A David Cage game bending its own rules. Gee, I've never seen that before.
Like, yes, what if robots were people, but then you abuse, the stuff that makes them robots to kind of push your agenda better. Like, oh, hey, robots can be programmed so that they'll follow Marcus's.
Go past Hank Senpai. Come on.
Hank, can you move, please?
So, is Hank, like, the best character in this game?
Well, if anything, he's... Alright, it's that group of androids that you see right in front of you, it's right there. 5
Okay.
minutes should be 5 minutes should be enough to finish this chapter. Go ahead.
Connor,
Behave.
Just
I really can't go through that way.
Nope.
don't bother with that thing. That was just a magazine. L1. There we go. We found her. And now, action scene.
Of course.
But no, fortunately, Shiroi is playing in casual mode, so the prompts are very easy. Alright, we already know how this works. Monkey C button, monkey push button.
Mm-hmm.
Because apparently the culprits are actually two androids instead of one.
They're twins,
Yeah, this is the
though.
chapter. This is the chapter that is, I guess, aimed at Shiroi. let's just say for
Let
that
me
for
guess.
now.
They're androids.
This chapter was less offensive than I expected it to be.
Let me guess. They're actually lovers who don't want to do the deed, and I guess what?
Well, there were two options there, remember?
That's okay, Shiroi. Both options lead to the exact same outcome. Don't worry about that.
Sure.
You're fine.
Wow.
You were saying, Jova?
So these sightscenes are actually easier than those in Beyond Two Souls. I mean, granted, Beyond Two
Keep
Souls.
in mind, again, Shiro is plays in casual mode. In normal mode or veteran mode, they actually have more difficulty to them.
If by difficulty you mean that you have to be more precise with stuff.
And you need to push more stuff.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's more
Basically-
so the variety of prompts. than
There you go,
anything.
Jova. In this chapter, we present a new concept: lesbian androids.
Called it.
Sure, why not?
So let me guess. Their motive for killing was just because apparently some guy was going
Well, let's
at
see.
one
He's
too
gonna
long and
explain,
she said
so.
to stop.
So which of these two is Sixo?
I wonder. Maybe they both planned it.
3 minutes should be enough.
Sure.
We're
For
literally
this
almost
fight,
done.
anyway.
We're literally almost done anyway.
So is this Connor's thing like, you know, just solving separate murders every
All right,
now and
Shiro.
then?
Now you can choose to
There's
either
a-
shoot or spare her.
Basically, Jova, the conductor. The
Hold on,
conductor.
Joe. She's gonna explain now.
Sorry.
All right, allow me. All right.
You don't really need to read this because I've seen this chapter before,
Well,
but
but-
if you want to, then.
Sure. In that case, go.
Basically, Jova,
I was so scared. I begged him to stop, but
the
he
Shiroi
wouldn't.
Police Department wants to find the cause of this and put an end to it before it becomes too spread.
All right,
Oh,
Jova. You should be
geez.
seeing her starting to explain
Until he stopped.
on your end any moment now.
I didn't mean to kill him. I just wanted to stay alive. Get back to the one I love.
You see, to
And
easy to. If androids can love, why can't we?
forget about the humans. They're
Saying it.
Why can't we too?
This message is so confusing.
Come on. Let's go.
I mean, I could get behind if I actually had an idea of what the fuck is going on.
Okay, but why did they kill the guy? I don't get it.
Yeah, it's like that scene in Dream.
It's probably better this way.
Minutes. So go ahead and say anything else you want to say. Get off your chest.
If
You
you
want
have
to
any last minute things you want to talk about the game?
before we end the session?
Like, how much disappointed were you on a scale from 1 to 10?
Yeah, from what you've seen, like, what do you think of this?
On a scale of 1 to 10 on how disappointed I am, 9.5, because, oh my god, I mean, it's like David isn't even trying, and maybe that's a good thing, and, you know, in terms of being legit good, but, again, this game is just dull. It checks stuff off, and again, it's got some of the lamest stuff, like, oh, yeah, 2 lesbian robots, and of course, the human guy didn't like that, so they killed him for it. So, you're
No, they killed him for it because he basically assaulted her.
Right. So, yeah, just
Okay,
as I
that's
called
true.
okay, but... Okay, so they're lesbians, so was that really necessary? I mean, I don't have anything against it, but I mean, okay, they're lesbians. What?
Okay,
they're
you
just,
see,
well, either
Here's
way.
the thing.
it just comes across as David, for the lack of a better term, it just comes across as pandering.
Yeah.
Because there's no real reason to have this aside from look how progressive we are.
Please,
Like,
Tumblr, notice me already.
Like,
No, I mean, at least when The Last of Us did it did it for the sake of the story, as a service of the story. It wasn't just there for the sake of it.
I would argue Last of Us did much more subdued with a reason to it.
Let me put
Well,
it
yeah,
like
that's
this.
what I said. Specifically, the Left Behind.
Yeah,
us.
yeah, yeah.
Let me,
Shiroi
put it like,
into it.
let me put it like this. The genders of the robots has nothing to do with it. Even if it were a straight romance, I'd still would wonder, what was the point of the romance? Like, wouldn't it have been just as fine to say that she tried to stop him just for the sake of being like a basic human being trying to stop someone off of it? And again, so you were lesbians. When did you even have time to fall in love with each other if you're constantly androids on the clock or
Actually, yeah, that's
something?
another good point.
The basic point is that we've never seen these androids before. We don't know them anything about them. We have
I don't
no
think we'll
reason
ever
to
see
care.
them again.
Also,
And we're not, because if Shiroi shot that android instead of sparing her, we would have actually seen her in the final chapter where we're supposed to get our evidence. However, since Shiroi spared her, they ran away, which means we're never going to see those androids ever again, aside from that one chapter in the Jericho boat. But even then, we can even talk to them anyway, so it doesn't matter. So basically, I have no reason to care because I have no context. I don't know who these androids are. So why should I care about this? So basically, this chapter was just a waste of our time when you get right down to it.
and this game in general is just so dull and boring. Like, it's got to have the most boring gameplay I've seen so far, which is a shame because the demo, well, no, even the demo gave a bad impression of the gameplay. It's just, it feels, I mean, Autopilot doesn't even begin to describe it. It just feels like it's a basic participation award trophy personified as an video game. It's like, hey, you're smart because you can do this or that, or hey, you just do exactly as the game told you to, never mind how much it really hurts the story's game, lore, and universe, and hey, this guy easily manages to garner these people into a cult group or whatever. It's just, it feels so lackluster and so lack of ambition.
I hear you, Jova. I hear you. However, did you know that slavery and prejudice are bad?
I mean, even with that in mind...
What if, Jova? What if?
I mean, even with that in mind, what have they really shown us about the slavery in this section or whatnot? Now, I'm not saying that they have to constantly remind us or whatnot, but even still, if it's in the middle of the game, shouldn't we have a better idea if it's related here or not? And again, I mean, okay, you have to wonder, though, is it really slavery if they intended for robots to just be robots? Because here, in this... well, in that club, it feels like, oh, so they're just using robots as essentially, you know, machines or robots. Like, again, so like in this world, are robots even expected to act like human? Because if they aren't, well, don't get me wrong, it's wrong for them to be treated that badly, technically, but if humans aren't even aware that they're supposed to be acting like that, then for all they know, they could be malfunctioning and planning to kill them all Skynet style.
I don't think they are. I think androids are just supposed to be service bots, and that's it.
So,
I think.
I mean, is it really so much slavery so much as the fact that, you know... Okay, look, with slavery, it was literally other living beings who, you know, weren't created by people. So, with slavery, that was definitely bad. But here, these are just things people created that happen to have human AI. Now, look, I get it. It's wrong to enslave them. But the story can't seem to decide if it wants them to be, you know, like actual robots or for them to act emotional, because there doesn't seem to be a deciding factor with who acts emotional or not.
Yeah.
It's simple, Jova. Those that are not deviant, by that I mean those who have not become sentient, those act robotic. Those who have become deviant, they start acting like humans.
Hey, you know what franchise did this better? Mega Man, like from the classic Mega Man to Mega Man X.
Yeah, this is
Mega Man
exactly
X.
like the Mavericks behavior.
Here's the difference, though. The difference was like, well, people knew that Reploids still acted like humans. No. The difference was how feared humans should be of Reploids because of the powers they could wield, especially when Mavericks went about. Mavericks were basically Reploids that went insane or off the grid and, you know, tried to take over humanity and
Fred
whatnot.
Echo.
Yeah, or Neo Automata as well. But anyway, we're dragging this out, so all right, everybody, tune in next time when let's see what wacky hijinks Shiroi will get into next.
See ya.
See ya.